Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about don't try to build a relationship with women like this. So today I'm going to be talking about the kinds of women that you want to be, well, the kind of woman that you want to avoid when you're dating, okay? And when you're single and you're trying to find someone, okay? So this is especially important for those guys that actually want a relationship. If you're not bothered about being in a relationship and maybe you just want to have a string of girlfriends, that's totally fine if that's the way that you want to live. But this video is targeted more at those guys that do actually want to find someone and perhaps settle down with them. Maybe they want to get married, but a long-term relationship, essentially, okay? So you don't want to build a relationship with a woman who is too different than you. So what I mean by this is that you want to find a woman who has similar interests and a similar lifestyle to you, because if you meet someone who if you meet a woman who you find really really attractive, and and she's really really attracted to you, that's amazing. That's a great experience to have. But if you two don't have the same kind of lifestyle or have the same kind of values, even though you guys are attracted to each other, it's still probably not going to be a great relationship, long term. Because when you're in the honeymoon period, everything's great, even if you're with someone who has a different kind of lifestyle towards a different lifestyle than you. Because the honeymoon period is great because you're still discovering each other, you're still getting to know each other, and of course you're having lots of intimacy. You're touching each other all the time. You're going out and doing different things. But when that time simmers down and you've gotten to know each other really well, and maybe you start living together, that's when these lifestyle and value complications start to come up. And let's say you get her pregnant in the honeymoon period. Right? Now you're essentially bounded to a woman now, because, and she may not even be the right kind of woman for you because you've got lifestyle and value differences, okay? And it's all because that you both of you got so enthralled with the honeymoon period, the beginning of the relationship, that you fail to look at each other's red flags and how you two are actually different. And basically, now you're with someone who is not really going to be a great relationship with, and it's not going to work out because you're just too different. So basically, what do I mean by this then? Like, what are the signs basically you've got to look out for? So an example that I use quite frequently when I talk about this topic is, let's say you're an early bird. You like to get up at 5 a.m. And maybe the woman that you start dating isn't that. Yeah, that say that she's a party girl and she likes to stay out until 3 a.m. Okay, maybe not every day, but maybe it happens frequently enough that it doesn't feel, it's going to cause problems, yeah, because you like to get up early and then you've got a woman stumbling into bed at 3 a.m. or perhaps you need to go and help her out because she's blackout drunk. You have to go and pick her up, or she's vomiting down the toilet and you need to get up and you need to, tie her hair back and, all that kind of thing. And or she brings a load of drunkards back with her, and they have another party in your living room, right? You gotta think about these things, and also as well, like, do you want to be with what if she's a smoker, and that's not part of your lifestyle, or she drinks excessively, or she does something else excessively that you don't want to do. And what you got to remember is that don't forget the power of association. Okay, so basically the power of association is the more you spend time with someone, the more you become like them. So if you start dating a woman who's a heavy drinker, heavy smoker, and you're not those things, it's more likely that you will adopt those habits over time. Now, you may not do it to excess like what she is, but you may start adopting those habits. Okay, so it's really important to understand the power of association. Do I want to? It's very important that when you meet a woman, you ask this question when you're really getting to know her. Do I want to be like this person? Is she inspiring me to be better and to focus on my goals, or is she going to steer me away from those things? is she going to steer me away from the things that are really important to me? So if she comes in at 3 a.m. when you usually like to get up at 5 and hit the gym, you're more than likely going to want to hit that snooze button when 5 a.m. comes around, right? Because you're tired, because you've had to deal with her in the night. It may even be just the case that she's not a party girl, but she just likes to stay up later than you. You may like to go to bed at 9, but she likes to go to bed at like midnight or 1, yeah? And you may be inclined or inspired or influenced because you're around her all the time to do the same thing, and then you're no longer being the same person and doing the things that you like to do. Another thing as well is that you've also got to enjoy the time that you have together. You've got to have similar interests, so you've got stuff to do together, because not only should you find a woman who you are compatible with and you like to be around and you find attractive, but you also need to find a woman who will be a good friend for you as well, because at some point in your life you're going to be old, right? And you're not going to be able to be as intimate as you once were, because bodily functions change as you get older, unfortunately. And so, you got to make sure that you actually like the person, right? You got to make sure that, do you two make each other laugh? Does she make you laugh? Can you make her laugh? Do you actually like spending time together? Because I see so many couples that just don't like each other at all. Yeah, they're attracted to each other. They have like lots of passion, but they don't spend any time together because they don't like each other. They don't like hanging out. They don't do things together, That's not saying they should hang out with your girlfriend or wife all the time. You got to have your guy friends too, and she's got to have her friends and everything. It's good to have some time apart, but when you're together and let's say you got a weekend where it's just going to be you two, is there something that you two guys can do together that you will enjoy? Like maybe you, like for example, for me and my wife, we like to go out for walks, and it's great because now that we have a baby, we just take the baby with us when we want to go out for a walk somewhere. And that's one of our like bonding times. We go out, have a walk, we chat, we talk, we have a laugh, we joke. We do a bit of people watching, that sort of thing. And it's something that we've always done. And in fact, our first date was that. It was an inexpensive date for me. I didn't have to buy anything, right? Because we just met out for a walk in like the local park that that was near where we lived. It was a good meetup place, and yeah, that was one of our first dates, and it's something that we've always done. We just like to go out for walks together. Okay, so you got to have like at least some similar interests, right? So you want to avoid women who are not like you. You want to find a woman who is more like you. You got to ask her what her lifestyle is. You ask her like, so what's like a typical weekend for you? Like, what time do you wake up? What time do you go to bed? What do you do during the weekend? Things like that. So it's really important that you get clear on those kinds of things. You've got to think, okay, well, if I could ideally have the perfect woman, what would she be doing? Would she be doing the same things that I'm doing? Maybe, of course, as well, because some people in the comments will say, yeah, well, opposites attract, right? You can't be too similar to each other. And that's absolutely true. Opposites do attract. But what I will say to that is also, I think just being a man and a female, a man and a woman is often enough. It's often enough opposite, right? But also as well, you can have different personalities. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like, let's say she's a social butterfly and you're a little bit more introverted, right? That you often see that dynamic in couples. I see it all the time. There's usually one that's more of the social butterfly. There's usually the one that's more sort of like quiet and stoic. Okay, and that's fine, right? That's a good opposite, right? Because those two mesh well together. But also those couples that I know who do that also still like to spend time together. I can think of like a family friend, and my mum would say, oh yeah, whenever I text her, if it's after 9 o'clock, I don't hear anything, and I think it's because she's spending time with her husband and they're watching TV and they're having a glass of wine and whatever else, right? It's like they had specific set of time to be together because they like to be together, where they sort of shut off their phones and just be with each other, right? So anyway, you got to think about these things, okay? Now it's really important, because it's really important that you like to be around each other, okay? And what I want to press here is that if you're trying to find a woman to spend the rest of your life with, you've got to take it very, very seriously, because you could be spending the rest of your life with that woman. Okay? Now that should scare you. Okay? You got to make sure you're around someone who you actually like doing stuff with. Okay? And you can make each other laugh, and you're good companions as well as being super, super attracted to each other. Okay? So that's my advice on that. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christinelovich.com and pick whichever coaching option works best for you at this current time. And if you would also like to read my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams, you can do so. It's there for free to read on the website. You can also get a physical copy on Amazon if you would like to, or a copy on the Kindle version as well. But it's not necessary because it's there to read for free on the website. All you need is an internet connection. You don't need to log in. You don't need to sign up. It's just right there on the website. Just click on any link on my website that says the book, and it'll take you right to that page that has the PDF reader. And I shall talk to you guys again very soon. Goodbye.